All right, welcome to Tuba Bass Tuesday, everybody. We are glad that you could make it. Today's topic is repertoire. We're going to be talking about tunes. We're going to be talking about learning tunes and what tunes we need to do to get tuba bass together. Um, Tuba Bass Tuesday is sponsored by the Tuba Bass Studio. If you want to groove like a bass player, if you want to get off the page and play by ear, if you want to gig more and have more fun, if you want to make clear, focused progress in your playing, you can visit tubabass.com/studio and find out what we're doing there. But yeah, today's topic is repertoire. So really, it's like every every bass player is kind of like judged by how many tunes they know. Like how many tunes can you play at the drop of a hat? Ray Brown was famous for like going to master classes and just telling everybody like your goal is to play any tune in any key. Uh, why is repertoire important? The more tunes you know in the more genres, the easier it is for somebody to hire you. They don't have to worry about whether or not you know the songs if they just know that you know pretty much every song. It helps you improve as a songwriter. It helps you improve as an improviser. The more tunes you know in the back of your pocket, the easier it is to just sort of get. And with coming up with bass lines too, just you learn more what a classic bass line sounds like through learning what music is. Um, and we're going to become better musicians through listening to the masters. Um, so one of the first places that most tuba players start is in the NOLA repertoire. So we can you can shout out or just drop in the chat. What are some tunes in the New Orleans repertoire that you know are like standards that like you got to know if you want to play this kind of music?
Little Liza Jane.
Little Liza Jane, perfect.
Bourbon Street.
Bourbon Street, perfect. Yeah. What else?
St. James Infirmary.
St. James Infirmary. Yeah. Genevieve wrote Joe Avery and Saints and Down by the Riverside. Do what you want. Exactly. Exactly. So here it is. Let's scroll down and see what we had on our list. Yeah, when the Saints go marching in, do what you want. Feel like funking it up. Joe Avery, Bourbon Street. Yeah, we caught a lot of these. Mardi Gras, New Orleans. Just a closer walk with thee. Obviously, for all like the funerals and the dirges and stuff like that. Yeah, tons of tunes. If you're just getting started playing tuba in like non-classical situations, or the NOLA repertoire is one of the first places that most people start out because it's like you can it's just kind of like where most brass bands start, and a lot of the tunes are like the same bass line going over and over and over again. There's not a lot of repetition, or there's a lot of repetition in these tunes. NOLA, oh yeah, NOLA meaning New Orleans. Sorry, yeah. NOLA is short for New Orleans. If nobody knows that, yeah. So there you go. Good. Thanks for asking that question. Yeah, NOLA. That's how it's spelled. It's yeah, New Orleans, Louisiana. NOLA, NOLA, New Orleans, Louisiana. Yeah. Um, cool. So yeah, check out those tunes. Okay, so what about like holiday repertoire? A lot of times we find ourselves on these holiday, especially like around like December. Like, what are some tunes that you know might get called on a gig?
All I Want for Christmas is You.
All I Want for Christmas is You. Yeah, the Mariah tune, classic. Oh, Gary said Sleigh Ride. Yeah, that's ambitious, but I like it.
I think one
What
we
else?
tried to
Any
put together before was When Irish Eyes Are Smiling for St. Patrick's Day.
When Irish Eyes Are Smiling is great. Yeah, that and what's the other? Danny Boy is like the other big like St. Patrick's Day tune. Yeah, I think I think we actually just mostly did like Christmas songs on this list anyway. But yeah, no. And like like what just happened? Fourth of July. All of the patriotic songs, like all of the I mean like the military band songs and like all of those kind of tunes. Like they're all these very specific songs that are very useful in a very specific context during a specific season of the year. Here, so let's check out what we had on the list. And yeah, we mostly just went for like Christmas tunes and stuff. But like, yeah, Joy to the World, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Winter Wonderland, White Christmas, Jingle Bells, Silent Night, Happy Birthday. Oh my God, Happy Birthday is probably the number one most requested song of all time. If you don't know Happy Birthday, get it together. All right, let's keep on moving. Let's keep on moving. Okay, so jazz and jam repertoire. So, tunes that, songs that you might be expected to play at like a jam session, at like a jazz situation. Let's hear what you got there.
I know for trombonists they like to call Tenor Madness.
Tenor Madness is a good one. Yeah, yeah. And I'm pretty sure that's just the blues. Or is it a rhythm changes? I think it's a rhythm changes. But yeah, no, Tenor Madness is a great one. What else?
Perdido.
Perdido?
That's one
Yeah, I
Rudolph
love
we sang.
Perdido. I love that. I love that tune. What else? What other sort like stuff in the All of Me? We got Summertime, The Chicken, Chameleon. Yep. See, it's a lot of good songs being dropped in the chat if you're not checking out the chat down here.
Blue
Autumn
Monk.
Leaves, Blue Monk. Yep, Blue Monk works. That's a good one. What else do we got? Watermelon Man, great tune. Yeah. Yep. Fly Me to the Moon. Great call. Great call. Yeah, nice. Nice. Lots of Watermelon Man. Yeah, it's good. It's also good timing for July. I could use a Watermelon Man right about now. Okay, so here's what we had on our list. Mercy, 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 Sissy Strut, The Chicken was said, Blue Bossa, Autumn Leaves was said, Summertime was said, Fly Me to the Moon, Chameleon, What a Wonderful World, Watermelon Man, Footprints. And these songs are like not the deepest cuts of jazz standards. Like this is the problem that a lot of people fall into is like they want to like show that they know the deeper cuts, but it's really like you want to play tunes that pretty much everyone's going to know and sound good on. You want to call stuff that like is useful to the band in these kind of situations. Yeah, I got rhythm changes. That's what we were talking about there. All right, let's keep going. Classic rock repertoire. What are some of like the ultimate everybody knows these classic rock tunes, and like if you can kind of play along with these, you'll do well at like going to an open mic night, going to just like a friend's house where they're playing guitar and stuff. Say Freebird? Yeah, Freebird. Classic. What else we got? Also, yeah, anything by the Beatles, truly anything by the Beatles. Like both because everybody know those songs and because Paul McCartney is amazing and you got to understand how he plays.
Seven Nation Army.
Seven Nation Army. Oh man. Oh man, is that a huge one that you got to know. Everybody plays that. And that's like an encore, or so. Oh, I think my AirPods just died. But yeah, it's great as like an encore or as a we're trying to bring. They want one last song. They're chanting. You just do Seven Nation Army real quick, get it out of there. You're done. What else have we got? Wagon Wheel, Mercy Mercy, People Are Strange, Later Than You Think. Yeah, those are Later Than You Think is more of the New Orleans repertoire. I guess oh yeah, Buck, you just joined. So good. Yeah, cool. Yeah, what do we have on our classic rock list? Hold on, let me going on and off.
Is People Are Strange a tune, or is that a comment on us tuba players being strange?
I think both.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was like,
People
wait,
Are
I don't
Strange.
know that
What
one.
song is that? Yeah, I don't know if People Are Strange.
The
Oh wait,
Doors.
Caitlin's
Maybe a
People are
Doors
strange
song?
when you're a stranger.
Oh
That
yeah,
one.
yeah, the
Yes.
Doors tune. Exactly.
The Doors
Yes,
song.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Perfect.
cool. I was like, that's funny. Nice.
All right,
It's
cool. So
also
here's our
popular.
here
What are
in
you
New
saying?
Orleans, so I don't know. Maybe it's only popular in New Orleans as a standard. I'm not sure.
Well, and it's also like the thing about all of the so the other thing about repertoire truly is it is like local scene based. Truly. It's like there are songs that people like I come from Philly, but I now live in New York. The songs that people called all the time in Philly honestly were like Philly songs. Like they called a lot of like Jill Scott. They called a lot of Hall and Oates. They called a lot of Boys to Men and like those kind of like old school Philly songs. And just like R&B was huge there. But then in New York, they have a whole different set of standards. It's just like kind of and honestly, it changes with time too. Like there are certain songs that like go in fashion and then go out of fashion. You know, one of the harder things about playing these like wedding band gigs is you're expected to learn the song that's on the radio that week. And a month later, nobody wants to hear that song anymore. So like you're done after that. You know, it's like so many times like the songs that you're learning for one season, especially if they're brand new, don't make it to the next season because they were just, pop songs, passing stuff. So yeah, in our classic rock repertoire, we've got Free Fallin', we've got Hey Jude, we've got Come Together, Brown Eyed Girl, Smells Like Teen Spirit, Hotel California, Sweet Home Alabama, Country Roads. Country Roads is so big. I don't know why that song is so ubiquitous, but everybody loves Country Roads. Sweet Caroline, huge. Another one, Bites of Dust, Oh Blah Di Oh Blah Da. All just, great songs that you can call that a lot of people will know. Um, okay, how about like Motown, R&B, soul repertoire? How about that stuff?
Well, I'm walking. Fast
What'd you say?
domino. Fast
Oh yeah,
domino.
I'm
I'm
walking Fats
walking.
Domino. Nice. Nice.
Meter stuff. Like I think
Meter
Sister
stuff.
Strut was already on there somewhere.
Yeah, actually, I think this I meant to edit this. This is an old PDF, and I meant to edit this, so there's kind of some random tunes on this one. Um, and yeah, Nora, I don't think we don't have the other one, so this is the last one that we're doing. Oh, Jump Driving Whale, heard it through the grapevine. Yep, that's a big one.
I don't know if it qualifies, but we do Get Lucky, and that's but it might fit more in the
That
classic rock
qualifies, I
or the
think, as
pop.
R&B soul. I mean, kind of pop, but
Yeah, it's
yeah, yeah,
pop.
yeah. Get Lucky is a great tune. What's going on? I want you back. Yep, excellent, excellent tunes. Here, let's check out what we put on this list 'cause I think it's a little. Yeah, You Can't Hurry Love, Ain't No Mountain High Enough, My Girl, huge, My Girl. Heard It Through the Grapevine, What's Going On? What else did we have in here? Stand By Me, Lean on Me. Oh, Valerie. Valerie is so big. Like half of the singers that sit in with every band request Valerie when they sing it. At least in New York, that's huge. And then not on this list, what like Nora put down, which we didn't get to, but like deeper in the Motown and soul, kind of its own categories is like Stevie Wonder tunes and Michael Jackson tunes. Like those songs. Like, can we get just like a couple of those, couple Stevie and MJ tunes listed out?
Higher ground for sure.
What'd you say?
Higher ground.
Higher Ground for sure.
Sir Luke,
Sir Duke. Yep.
Superstition.
Superstition. Human Nature, I Wish. Yeah, the classic Stevie Wonder medley is Superstition going into I Wish, or either, I Wish going into Superstition, because they're both in E flat, they're both kind of the same groove. Everybody loves that's a classic medley. Yeah, Bad, Man in the Mirror, Billie
Chicago.
Jean. What else is Shake Your Body Down to the Ground, the boom gunk gunk dum 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 dum, all that
Chicago.
stuff. What was that last one?
Chicago. MJ.
Um, nice. Thriller. Cool. I think that's the end of our list. Okay, cool. So, what other tunes? What other tunes would you say that we didn't cover here that are like tunes that you play? What other tunes do you play all the time with your bands that we didn't cover here? What other like kind of repertoires or genres do we feel like are really important for tuba bass players to know? I'd love to hear from y'all. We're gonna like open it up now.
That's a complicated question because I don't know about you all, but I don't really play a lot of covers on tuba, but I do play covers. And I mean, I could take up this whole meeting, which I'm not going to do, of course, but telling you about, you know, every crowd lights up the moment you start the guitar riff to Sweet Child of Mine. I've experienced that. I was in a cover band for 2.5 years, and Folsom Prison Blues always got people dancing. Wagon Wheel always got people dancing. We would do like 10 covers and then slide in a couple originals and always try to make it our catchiest, best originals to be like, wait, who did that song? Oh, well, that was us.
Yep.
And on tuba, it's mostly what key am I in? It's like, what key am I in and what chords are we playing? And like we talked about a couple weeks ago, numbers, and just know those numbers and know those keys, and I'll just keep up. That's my experience anyway.
Ellen.
There's a riff on the Street Beater by Quincy Jones. It's Father and Lamont. I'm sure some people have heard it here. It's the Sanford and Son theme, and I think it's Mama Digdown may have put it together, but we covered it. And then I saw a Lowdown Brass Band over the weekend, and they launched into it. So I thought that was pretty neat.
That's cool. No, I love that. I love how like a song will start to catch fire in a scene and like different bands will start playing. Like that's how standards are created. Is it like everybody decides like this is the song we all love to play, and also kind of like what Nathan was saying is like this is a song that the people respond to. And so like we're all here to serve the music. We're all here to make people, happy with what we do. And so the more our songs are connecting with the audience, the more the audience is going to love what we play.
Does polka and oompa count? Hold on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Polka and oompa, yeah.
What tunes are you playing?
Someone said "In Heaven There Is No Beer" in the chat somewhere, and I'm like, that's a big one. The one that goes like do 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 do. Ein, zwei, Zufa. I don't know the name, but I know how to play it. So I'm like, whoops. I haven't done them since like October, but there's a lot of polka oompa standards too.
Beer barrel polka.
I'm Prosit. Oh, everyone knows it. Okay, thank goodness.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
beer battle polka. Andrew said.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. What other polka classics are there out there? That's a huge genre for us.
Big one.
Well, polka jumps or like the jumps in polka, like the articulation and the bounciness is used like across in the covers across too. Because like I don't know if anyone listens to Paul F. Tompkins or like the
Pennsylvania polka.
but I was listening to them last night, like the Varietopia. I just found this band in the last few days. I was like, I've listened to Paul's comedy for forever, but they do probably the best cover of Vampire I've ever heard. And the tuba part is one of those bum 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 bum, like on the offbeats, and I'm just like, it's just like listening to that. It's just like it's really crisp, and like it gives me it's the oompa feel, but it's still like that's the kind of stuff I'm down for. It's like if there's just someone singing, it's like I'm here for it. Like, anyway.
That sounds fun. I like that.
I would look it up on YouTube for sure.
What other tunes are y'all playing? What other songs are like songs that your band plays all the time, or that you hear getting played all the time?
Another in the brass band genre is Hurricane George is always a hit. We don't do it, and I've seen it. At least people come up to me who know the genre and say, "Oh yeah, my band does that too." Or do do do. It's got a great groove to it.
Nice. Yeah, I
That
don't
was a
know that
great.
song. I gotta check it out.
I wasn't here, so I don't know if you mentioned this, but like hurricane season is becoming surprisingly mainstream. They Trombone Shorty played it at the Boston Pops concert on the 4th of July.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. Hurricane season is a big one because I mean a lot of people playing brass band stuff, and so they know Trombone Shorty, and that's like his biggest song. And so yeah, that's a very common request, and people play. Oh dude, I'm loving these. I'm loving the impression that I get. We're getting some deep cuts in here. Very nice. What was the other thing I had?
I've got a question on
Yeah,
one,
what's up?
or just want to bring up because I have a friend who like we talked last time on reasons I like picked horn back up or trying to. So I've got a couple friends who like jam a lot locally, and really good friend of mine is a sax player, like really phenomenal sax player, and I cannot count the number of times I've heard him play what is it Tadao by Masego. The bum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba da bum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba da. It's really great, but the bass part for it's I don't have any higher voice, but like there's like that ta-da, ta-da, like it's this big old looping deal. But the bass part for that's really fun, and like he'll loop it on bass guitar, but that's one that like it's on my list that like I want to work that out because it's just like real fat, nice strutting bass line, just strut.
Wait, this is
Masego,
Tadao by
M-A, yeah,
here. Let me. I don't know this tune. I want to play it for a second so we can all kind of hear what you're talking about.
because the sax is the feature, but it's like I
Um,
like, but the bass part's real fun too.
let's see it. Let's check this. Let's check this tune out. Oh, my computer's freaking out. Hold on.
Oh yeah, number one song, of course it is.
Yeah, no, it's my. I'm getting my. Oh, this tune. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah. No, that's a great tune and such a great like
yeah.
just like a simple vibe, like you could just get that together with one other person,
And
shoot a video in your bedroom and that could go viral,
and if
it's
you
like
look up, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but like for those who are here, like really on it, if you look up FKJ and Masego on YouTube, just the side, that is a more like modern, like a little bit of an upbeat cover, and it's got a little more extra bass, just not dope, but
Mhm.
like a little bit faster. Because there's two, and that one's I don't know why that's not their number one, but sorry.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. Okay. So I'd love to hear any stories about like times where uh knowing a certain tune kind of made all the difference, or where you didn't know a tune and you kind of like maybe got embarrassed or didn't know what to do. I'd love to hear like just stories about like why learning tunes has been important. Oh, go
I
ahead, Andy.
actually, I got told at a 4th of July gig that this one guy, because I play with the Hot Tamales, and he said he really likes working with me because I'm very out and clear about what songs I know and which ones I don't. And so he said that he loves working with me because I'm very honest about whether I think I can play a song or not. And like he says, like there's a lot of musicians that try to fake it and it sounds really terrible. And I know you mentioned something about that last time. We had a very similar discussion, I think, a few weeks ago.
Mhm.
And so I thought that was like a really cool moment that, like, oh, this is actually a thing that people do appreciate and respect.
100%. And this was recently? This was like over the
This is
weekend?
4th of July in the
Yeah, yeah.
morning, yeah.
No, absolutely. It's 100% like there is, and I've definitely been there. Like I've definitely been there where it's like we get to the bridge, like I said I knew a song, and then we get to the bridge and I'm like, I do not know how this bridge goes. Dang it.
Yeah.
And I'm just having to fake it, and I'm having to like do my best and like listen to the melody and like, hopefully a lot of times it's easy, but like I remember one of the first when I first like moved to New York and like somebody called what's the tune? The Al Green song, Let's Stay Together. And yeah, once it got to the bridge or the pre-chorus, I was like totally lost. Couldn't do, and everybody was like, but then like luckily the trombone player who could tell I was lost just started going pa 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 right in my face. Embarrassing but effective.
I
Hey,
actually, well, in that same gig, I actually did run into a moment like that where I had apparently learned I found a new baby to like a different recording than like the standard progression, and so like the first chord of the bridge I kept getting wrong, and I had to get corrected by Annie Linders from Annie and the Fur Trappers. It was very embarrassing, but it was okay.
Yeah.
I recovered.
But it's also in those moments, don't be scared to just say, like, I'm lost, help me out, because that's like second to saying I don't know this song is saying right now I need somebody to guide me in the moment and getting the help immediately, not waiting four choruses down and like figuring it out then. Um, I mean, you can do that if you can, but like the quicker you get it resolved, the more everyone's going to appreciate it.
hey, Steve, you posted a video a couple years or so back when you were playing with John Batiste, and it was the song that John ended up singing these lyrics. This is your last chance to dance, so come on. Was that
Yeah.
the actual song? Or was that entirely improvised?
From what I heard, well, actually, from what Mama Dig Downs commented on that video, saying that it was somebody, I can't remember the name, but they said that like he used to end their shows with that riff, and that it was just kind of like a relatively famous like New Orleans show ending riff, but the stuff that I made up underneath it until he's like it didn't become that until he started singing that over what we had created underneath it,
That's awesome.
and so like yeah, it was a complete improvisation of yeah that if anyone doesn't know, it's like probably my most famous video, like with like John Batiste like coming at me and just be like, all right, what you got, and I just start playing B flats over and over again until we figure out a song. But like, yeah, but like it was not something that was planned. That was not a song that was written. That was just a pure improvised moment. But what I will say is that because I've spent so much time studying the history of bass lines and studying how music and songs are put together, I'm able to sort of like come up with a pretty okay concept on the spot. Like not it wasn't the deepest thing anybody's ever heard, but it was funky enough to get people dancing and get like and like keep the song moving till the point where like once everybody built some stuff on top of it, we had a party going on. It was good, you know.
There was one time, it was really my only gig that was planned outside of school events that wasn't planned by like my band director. It was a little band that I put together for a church thing I did. We did like 3 songs. We did like Saints and St. James Infirmary. There was one other I don't remember. I think it was Bourbon Street. And then the other guys that brought on, one of the saxophonists went, "Do you know Chameleon?" And I went, "Yeah." So then we played Chameleon, and they played all the melody, and I played the bass line. That was one time. Just knowing that came in handy. But that's the only story I have because I haven't played much.
But they probably got mad respect for you because of that. Just that one thing. Like someone asking a random song, and you'd be like, "Yep, I got it."
That's awesome that you're doing that like on your own outside of school in high school. It's very impressive. Like great age to start.
Thanks.
Yeah.
One of my techniques for when I get lost or something, I don't know the song that I thought I could fake, is I'll lay out for like until I get that root note, and then just a couple beats, and then do something rhythmic with it until I can figure out the right progression, and by listening. But just lay out at first, so you're not just hitting that dissonance right off, at the on the 1 and the 3 at least, and then coming back in, and it sounds like it's supposed to be that way to the untrained ear.
Well, yeah, that's reassuring to hear because that's actually what I just did at a gig this past weekend. But then once I got comfortable and I figured it out, I wanted to start doing more. But the band leader and then Steve and Nora, this is kind of why I hopped on today because I had a weird gig over the weekend.
Ooh,
He
tell us about it.
he only wanted 1 and 3. He didn't want any syncopation. He wanted nothing. And I did 1 and 3 at first, like we just said, to sort of get myself settled, get it figured out. But then I wanted to go like do, 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 do. And he was like, no, just stay on 1 and 3, only 1 and 3, only short notes. And I was like, I get it, but I felt like, and
That's a
especially
common
for,
thing.
is that normal? Okay, to be told just to stay on 1 and 3 and don't
I
mess
mean, that's
around.
what
Like,
that's what Nora's dad says. Nora's dad is like the
I love Nora's
that's all they
dad.
want
Right.
is like the 2 beat,
Okay.
the bump bump bump.
Bump,
That's very,
bump.
especially in like the trad jazz world. There are some people who very much that's what they want. They only want 2 beat feel.
And they threw around the word trad jazz when we were chilling between sets. So, okay, I was just like, wait, I wasn't expecting, like, I thought they wanted a little more. Okay, cool. I was like, is this normal? It sounds like it is. So that's good. But it was still fun. We still had fun with it. And it is reassuring to hear that, like, I'm not the only one who gets lost sometimes. And I'm not the only one who has to have the trombone player maybe throw them a note or two. So cool.
All the time.
Nice.
Happens all the time.
You ever heard the joke, how many bass players does it take to change a light bulb?
So,
Which one?
How many bass players does it take to change a light bulb?
How
None.
many?
The piano player can do it with her left hand.
Wait, what's the trumpet player version of that? Is the how many trumpet players does it take? And it's like it takes 11, one to actually do it, and 10 to tell everybody how they could do it better.
but yeah, I've heard that one. That one's funny. That's funny.
Lead guitarist, it's similar, but it's one to actually change the light bulb and 10 to stand around and go, well, I could do that if I wanted to.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. But that is seriously something in my band, all of our music is built around piano. And one of the things I've had to really do in the last couple of years is try not to compete with my piano player's left hand. And it can be kind of tricky sometimes. And sometimes I'll just fall back on those root fifths, 1 and 3s, just boom, 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 boom. And we had one song, you were telling Stevie asked stories about, being completely lost. My third gig with that band, with the band Cacophonics. We were having a great gig. The audience was into it. The band was into it. I was still fairly new to the band. And all of a sudden, halfway through our second set, they whipped out this song that I had never heard before. That was one of the first songs they'd written way back when, and they were just feeling it. They were like, "Yeah, let's do it." It's called "Parker at Midnight," and I had no idea. Didn't know the key, didn't know the rhythm, didn't know nothing. And it was, and it had a pretty bum 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 minor key bass line, and I was just like stumbling around to try and match what he was doing, stumbling around to try to find something I didn't counter. I just ended up finding the root note and just kind of going from root bum 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 bum, going up a minor fourth. And I hated that song for a long time because of it. And every time I was like, guys, look, can we please? I had no idea what we were doing, and and yeah, but I ended up putting together a really stupidly simple bass line to that song that worked because his left hand was carrying the bulk of it, and I was just kind of coming up with something that the rest of the band could build off of, and it's one of my favorites now. But I'll never forget standing up there. I'd only been back to playing tuba for like a year and a half at that point. Didn't know how to improvise. I was just learning their songs and going with it, and it was terrifying. But made it through it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Similarly, when I just started with the trad jazz band, and they were used to playing with a string bass player, and a lot of their songs I did not know, stuff like Jada and My Bucket's Got a Hole. But I check with the trombone player, what key are we in? And if I get lost, then I just start playing in that scale and in a string bass style, and they love it.
Walking bass lines, just find the scale and pick a note somewhere in. If you're just going boom, 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 yeah.
I like that. That's a good strategy.
Go for it, yeah.
well, it's also like a lot of times if I don't know exactly where and especially I feel like a couple of years ago I wasn't as good at hearing like going like and just be like, oh, okay, that's a fifth. Oh, that's a fourth, and just knowing to go straight there. And so what I relied on was walking up and down the scale until I was like, oh, there's the root. And
Awesome.
like, oh, up the chord changes. Let's walk towards
Walk
the
again.
direction that it is.
That's
Oh, okay,
great.
cool. Now we're there. And then like, oh, it's going this way. Let's walk up that. Oh no, there we are. Like
I love that strategy. I gotta try that.
Oh, dude, it is 100% like,
Just walk. Just walk.
oh my gosh, the first 5 years
That's
of
so smart.
my like tuba career in New York, because like a lot of the stuff that I was doing was like, pop songs off the radio that I kind of knew, like I generally knew, but like never spent the time to sit down and learn. And at that point, didn't have my like numbers system theory brain and like the quick ears to go along with it together. And so yeah, the walking up and down was 100% what I did, and nobody seemed to mind it as long as I kept it funky,
Yeah. Like string bass, like. Yeah, I got told that too. Like, be like a string bass. I get told that in orchestras too. And I'm like, okay, that I can handle.
Rhythm trumps notes. Notes are
Yeah.
important, but you've got to get
Rhythm
that
and
rhythm.
style.
Mhm.
I've been told to be like a string bass in concert band.
Oh, yeah, concert band. I've been told that too.
It's
They,
although he tells me that less because I just do it. So
yeah, they want you either like smooth, like Arco. I had Arco written in one of my parts the other day, like with a bow, and then pizzicato. And I was like, all right, I speak enough
Get on the bow
string
on the
bass.
tuba bell.
Yeah, I was like, okay, so can I just like whoop?
Extended techniques.
Oh, I love extended techniques. Yeah, but no, we get told string bass a lot.
I mean, if you're gonna be told to play like string bass on tuba, you might as well be told to play like Carol Jantz. I don't know if we
Carl
anyone
Jansch.
close.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I
Carol
can't.
Young.
Yeah, thank you. I was gonna say I can't say pronounce the name
Very
of it. So
German.
where she played Joe Dart's
Oh, was it Did you do
with the
Beach Street?
Philadelphia Orchestra. Have y'all seen that?
Yeah.
I think so,
I
yeah.
didn't see it with
That
the
was
orchestra.
great.
Really?
Oh, it's what is oh
I
It's
love
amazing.
Carol. Carol's a friend of mine because we're both from Philly.
That's so
She
Philly
freaking cool.
people.
she used to come
Between
see my
Nora meeting
Balkan band.
Mondani and you knowing Carol, I am jealous of both people. It's so
Right?
freaking. Oh, here we go. New Beastly. She played. She
Yeah.
did an arrangement of New Beastly, and
Oh, I
it
see
is
this.
absolutely sick. I
All
do
right,
not
let's
know
check.
where she hides the scuba tanks in her chest for all the extra air.
I know.
Like it's just like
She
it.
does.
It's insane. So if you've not listened to that, you should because it's absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, hold on. I want to. We're listening to it right now.
Oh, I'd love to listen.
We're gonna check it out. Hold on.
I
And it's
think I
like if you're
just
gonna
saw
play
a
like a
clip
bass
of it.
player, play like Joe Dart.
Oh, wait.
Someone to put the vibe with?
I might be able to find you a match. Yeah. Wait.
It's on YouTube.
Wait.
Tinder Music Mode helps you connect with people who share your
Tinder.
music taste.
Okay.
Another day, another match. Thank you very much. Music Mode out. I love that show.
Come on, Carol. Yeah.
You didn't even get to the best part. That's the crazy thing. She destroys music.
Steve, you should give us homework. Be like, you all have to listen to all of that multiple times a day, every day.
Yes, everybody listen to Carol multiple times a day. Everybody listen to Joe Dart multiple times a day. Honestly, come on.
Love him.
Yeah.
The live performance of New Beastly with them is so cool too.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Oh, so good.
Word. Well, yeah, I guess what. Oh crap! I had another question I wanted to ask you guys. Like, I don't know. Any other questions? Any other thoughts? Any other comments? The floor is open. It doesn't have to just be about repertoire too. Like we're open to help.
Okay, can I ask you some question?
Yeah, what's up?
Hello, everybody. I want to ask you maybe two questions. First, in trad jazz, let's say, the most important bass player for me was Adrian Rollini.
Mhm.
But he was a bass saxophone player. Is there any tuba player which also plays some interesting bass lines or solos in this era? Or because I don't know, the important tuba players comes with Ray Draper and Howard Johnson, etc. But before them, I don't know of any from this era, let's say jazz. I know a few of them was, let's say, classic tuba player, which was amazing play. I don't know, Monty Chardash, etc. This type of songs. But in jazz, I don't know of any. So this is my first question. Yeah, Joe Tarto was great. Yes, yeah. And second, because I play all bass instruments, My favorite bass guitar sound is precision bass. And which tuba, in your opinion, is the best to the sound of the precision bass? For me, is Francois Tiller on Con 20J. But what is for you the best tuba for playing, this low contra E, etc., this type of tones to have this fat bass sounds? Thank you.
Yeah, great question. Yeah. We got a lot of people in the chat saying, yeah, Alan Jaffe on Helicon, Joe Tardo. Yeah, who was playing with Fletcher Henderson? He's saying Ralph Escudero. Yeah, it's hard. I don't know a lot of the names, but I know the people. And then who the dude from the Dukes of Dixieland, Rich Matheson. Oh my gosh. Definitely check out Rich Matheson and that Louis Armstrong Dukes of Dixieland record. Um, yeah, any other great trad jazz tuba players that Mikhail should check out?
Honestly, I'm curious to hear the answers myself. I don't know a lot of tuba players to draw from.
Here, Rob, you're saying John Stevens, Red Calendar, Eli Newberger. Who I don't know that. You wanna school us?
I know the Red Calendar, Ellen Newsberger. Also, I studied with John Sass, but I am seeking for somebody who's starting, the bass revolution, like Adrian Start, or later Jimmy, and later on double bass, on Israel Crosby, etc., and then later Jacob Astorius or James Jamerson, etc. So I'm seeking for somebody on tuba, in tuba
Nice.
world.
Nice. Yeah, Mike put Hayes Alvis or Jabo Smith's tuba player, Jelly Roll Morton. Yeah, a lot of times it's just like finding those albums that have it's hard to figure out who was playing on a lot of the old albums, but like yeah, the just the big names of the time and listening to who they were.
I mean, sorry, Brendan, you're muted from I think it was Brendan. We were talking in the chat, and I'm drowning in the conversation already because like y'all are naming names I have no idea. But I think from something I've read prior in a biopsy of a tuba player we were discussing in here, Theon Cross, he does a lot of jazz too in the UK, but I also could be missing the mark completely. And I was hoping if Brendan might back me up in the chat or not. I don't know.
Uh,
I was gonna say they probably knew more than I did. Theon Cross would be a recommendation to look at.
yeah,
He's great.
yeah, yeah. Not so much in the trad jazz stuff, but like in the like people doing cool stuff on the tuba in that bass roll today, pushing it forward. Yeah, Theon is 100%. Putting in good work on
Oh yeah,
what we're
trad.
listening to.
That's what I missed. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's all good. And Mikal, what was your other question about horns? What did you want to know?
Which tuba is closer to the sounds of precision bass? Because I don't like when tuba part is playing on F tuba. It's super. The sound is, it has great clarity, but the low tones are terrible always.
Yep.
So I like when I did the research, I likely sorry. My most favorite sound, which is the closest to the precision bass, like pre-CBS precision bass, be precise, is Francois Tiller on Con 20J
Mm-hmm.
for me. But I
Yeah.
don't know any, and I am located in Europe. I never had an opportunity to play these old cons, Martin, etc. So
Yeah, sure.
this is the question.
Yeah, I would say a lot of people repping the Con 14K sousaphone in the chat. That's like and so you're saying, McCall is saying specifically like a precision bass, like a Fender P bass, which is a certain sound, right? Like So like one of the things that I can say is that so I one of my main horns is a King 2341. Then they have the other one that's like a 1241. There's like two versions that are very similar. But those horns to me sound like a jazz bass. Like they 100% they have like enough of the thick bottom end, but then a little bit of bark on the top like a jazz bass. As far as a P bass, you're gonna want something. Yeah, I agree with you on the 20J being with there, and like and a 20K sousaphone, 20J and 20K are the same thing. It's just that the K is a sousaphone and the J is an upright tuba. Um, but like I'm trying to think like something. Honestly, I think the big difference it's like a because I have my 2341 and with the straight bell it feels like that jazz bass sound that I was saying. With a recording bell, it rounds it out, it fattens it up and kind of gives you more of that P bass sound. I would say the other thing that doesn't really have to do with horns, but has to do with like getting more of that P bass sound is putting the mic, if you're using a mic, putting it further down the bell, to like kind of get more subtones in your sound. And because as you pull it further out of the bell, it gets a little harsher. Yeah, I'd love to hear from anybody else who like what like good horns that you can get a nice big round sound on. Yeah, I'd love to hear what are y'all playing on?
I have to. I don't know the make and models of my horns. I know I have a Con top action 3 valve, and I have an Olds front action 3 valve. And being a bass guitarist myself, I think of my Con as my precision bass and my Olds as my jazz bass because yeah, the Con just has this warm, mellow. It's really nice to record with. It's very articulate. It does get a little muddy down to the lows, but I can hit the highs and they don't sound piercing or abrasive or farty is just, the only term I can think of. I try so hard not to get the warmest tone I can. And my Olds, it's gravelly, it's a bit more expressive. I can overblow on it and just it's great to play live. I can really just go nuts on that horn. And it just sounds good no matter what I do. And yeah, in my bass guitarist brain, it's like, oh, there's my P bass. I'll use that in the studio, and there's my jazz bass. I'll kick that around on stage. And yeah, so I would second the Con. Basically anything Con in my experience would get you that nice warm P bass kind of tone.
I have pretty limited experience with a bunch of different tubas, but the Jupiter that I play, I can get a pretty big, nice round tone out of it. I don't know if it's just because I'm really used to it or the instrument itself, but I like my Jupiter. It's 4 valve front action
Absolutely.
Sousaphone or concert?
concert.
Cool.
I've used their sousaphones. We have a set of them at my school. They're
Yeah.
they're nice for marching band. I don't know if I would really use it in a jazz band thing. I feel like they're a little bit more thin. They don't have the fatter tone that I would want.
I've been wondering
Honestly, I've
about.
had that argument with mine. Sorry,
I,
go
I,
on.
I it's a hot topic, and I don't mean to interrupt or hijack, but I'm curious here because I prefer the sound of a tuba to the sound of a sousaphone, and just it's something I've run into. Sousaphones are so practical and portable and all that kind of stuff, but in my experience, they just have that abrasive, blatty, farty tone that I really try to avoid. Whereas just about any kind of 3/4 size or just concert style tuba, I can almost always get a nice, warm, round tone. I know that's a sacred cow I'm roasting, and that's part of why I'm doing this because I'd love to hear other people's opinions on this.
I mean, personally, I think it's a bore size thing. Like the Jupiter sousaphone I have, so like it's pulling this out of my butt, but I think it's a 737 is the bore on that one, something close to that. And that's a concert whore born on a sousaphone, and we bought 14 of those when I was at Murray. Um, and like you can overblow them, but like it's really hard to kind of overblow those Jupiters. But was it Ben? You've got the other
Yeah,
Jupiter.
Ben.
I was gonna say, yeah, I
Yep.
was gonna say it's like y- I agree. There's something that like the difference between ripping a note on a Jupiter versus something different. Like it's like there's a feeling to the metal vibration. It's not
Mm.
the pleasant one. It's like it's almost like a plane in turbulence. You're like, this isn't fun. Like what's going on? If that makes sense.
And another thing with the Jupiters that my school has, at least one of them, the valves don't move very well, so I don't play that one. But the other one that I do
Uh,
play every once in a while, the neck swivels too much. It doesn't clamp down and stop the neck from moving, so the neck just moves. That might be another reason why I don't prefer it.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, like we were saying, like context is everything. The what really like just what size room am I playing in can determine like what size tuba I'm bringing that night. Like literally just that. But it really comes down to like you being comfortable on the horn and being comfortable with the tone and the vibe and the feel you can get out of that horn. And then also like knowing like there's a reason that a lot of tuba players collect tubas because like all of them have a different vibe and a different sound and a different feel and you can like play it in different contexts or like yeah like Nora's dad has like all these tubas and like whenever he has a gig he'll be like I'm going to play the E flat Reynolds on this one. It'll be a good day for the E flat. It's like that kind of thing where it's like you just sort of like imagining how you're feeling that day and what sort of tone you want to be creating and that kind of stuff. But it really does. It's like you can get almost any tone and vibe out of any tuba, but then it definitely inspires. Like I know for me, like and maybe raise your hand if like you've picked up a horn and it just made you play different.
yeah.
Yep,
My
that's
con
happened.
Yeah.
is a gift. It
I
fell into my lap, and I love it. Yeah.
I picked up like it was Nora's dad's Buscher sousaphone and suddenly Bebop came out. It was like the thing just played so well and so tight and like the valves were so fast that I was just like doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I was like, whoa, I didn't know I could do that, you know.
That's what I was going to ask a second ago. Is for the guys in the UK, isn't Busher also really like there's a lot they're easier to find in the UK than Con? Because that's what I was going to say for that gentleman earlier. Finding an old Busher tuba might be the answer to that. If they especially then make it an E flat. If he doesn't like the F, E flat Busher would probably be the precision bass because that's I was just must be nice to play on that. I want to play on one of those. Sorry.
I love it. I love the passion, Samuel.
I've researched too many things.
A while ago, I had to sit in with a college second line group that my band director was also in charge of because their tuba player didn't show up. Um, it was like last second notice. He was like, "Yeah, my tuba player's not showing up. You're gonna be here at 6." And I was like, "Okay." I don't know. I think it was a King. I have no clue what type of sousaphone it was. The bell was so scratched up I couldn't even see the brand. I think it was a King. It was small, and I really liked it. It was old and beat up, and I loved that horn. Even though I only really played it for about an hour. It was awesome.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Some instruments just speak to you. I don't play bowed instruments, but I picked up a viola once that I wish I'd bought. It's just something about it worked, clicked, and yeah. Sometimes there's something magical, spiritual. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, when an instrument just clicks with you, it's one of the best feelings ever.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, this has been a great Tuba Bass Tuesday, everybody. I want to thank you guys for coming out. This, yeah, awesome. I love where this developed into. Here I'm gonna drop in the chat. Anybody who wants to, we put together a little essential Tuba Bass Tunes PDF. If you want to check that out, you can feel free to download it. I just dropped it in the chat, I think. Yep, there you go. Nora dropped it too. Tuba Bass Tuesday is sponsored by the Tuba Bass Tuesday Studio. If you want to become a tuba bass master by ear in any style, if you want to say yes to any gig without needing charts, if you want to build real world musical fluency with weekly guided live sessions and get unstuck fast by asking questions, come to tubabass.com and get more info. If you want to talk, we've got all sorts of. I've got some openings this week. If anybody wants to book a chat, our summer cohort is now open. We're looking for like 5 to 10 serious players. If you're an adult hobbyist, if you're gigging or you're pro level, if you're ready to level up this year in any style, and if you want to play with real freedom and fun and dive into an online college level experience, go to tubabase.com/studio and book a call. I want to thank everybody for coming out today. This was a really cool hang, a really cool topic. I hope all of you will come back. And yeah, if any other questions before we roll, anything else anybody wants to talk to, feel free. We'll hang out for a little bit longer.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Yep. We're good.
Take it easy.
Thanks, Dave.
Yep.
Ooh, it was a good time. I was gonna give you a hard time for a second. Did Nora already leave? I was gonna quick say real quick. I was like, why all the hate on the sousaphone for the trad jazz? Come on, guys. Come on. My answer to you, and I know, I'm poking with the stick. Dixieland. It's like Dixieland is trad jazz. Is Dixieland not trad jazz? That's my argument. I mean, I know I'm gonna lose. Like, I'm not looking to win. I'm just more or less like, I don't know. But
what are labels? What are
what are
labels?
labels?
What is it? If a rose were not, what is if a rose were not named a rose, would it still sell as sweet?
Yes.
If Dixieland was named trad jazz, would it still swing as hard?
If a sousaphone were not as curled, would it still be? Yes, exactly. Yeah, no. I love it. It was a good session. Thank y'all for putting this on.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
For the booking sessions, have you got like a calendar online or just like send you an
Yeah,
email?
yeah.
Because
If
I
you
need to
go to
reply
that
to that other
link,
email.
yeah, go to that link. Nora just dropped it in the chat, tubabase.com/studio.
Okay.
And there's a calendar on there. You can just book a
I'll take a
call.
looky, Lou. I'm actually off work this week, so it might be a good week to try and do that.
Yeah, would love to talk to you. Would love to talk to you.
Oops.
We just had like 3 new people join the cohort, and we're
Oh,
gonna be kind of like opening it through the summer. So yeah,
nice.
if you know anybody who wants to join, if you're interested,
We'll
feel
see.
free. I'd love to talk to you.
Yeah, thank you. I'll follow up on that.
Dylan. All right, y'all. Well, thanks for coming out. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.